Welcome to our presentation on Unit 10 Batch Costing. Today we are going to learn how business calculate the Unit 10 batch costing of producing goods, whether it's made one by one or in our group. In this presentation, we will be covering introduction, unit costing example, batch costing example, economic batch quantity, conclusion. First, let's understand what costing. Costing is the process of determining the monetary value of the expenditure incurred on a product or services. Now let's move on to our first topic, unit cost. I would like to hand over to Tanisha to explain unit cost.
I'm going to talk about unit costing. Unit costing is a method used to calculate the cost of production one single unit of a produce. It means if a company produce one item, unit costing help to find out exactly how much is cost to make that one item. Unit costing include four main cost elements. Direct material. These are the raw material used to make the produce. Direct labor. This is the cost of the workers who directly help to the make the product. Direct expenses. These are other direct costs. Direct labor is shown twice in the slide, but it should be listed one overall. These direct costs help us calculate the true cost of each unit. We can calculate the unit cost using a simple formula. Average cost equal total cost of production divided by total number of unit product. Unit costing is mainly used in industries where produce are similar, repeated, and produce a large quantity. Example include food items, bottled drinks, biscuits, soap, paper. These industrial product the same product over and over again. That is why unit costing is very useful for them. It helps the business know the cost per item, set the correct selling price, earn profit, and control expenses. In conclusion, unit costing is a simple but very important method in accounting. It helps business understand the real cost of making one product, make better decisions, and managing their product efficiently. Next slide will do Malaysia.
Unit cost example. The following data relate to the manufacture of standard produced during the 6 week ended 31 March 2025. We can obtain information taught the chart below. Let's now see how to make these based on the given details. First, we need to draw a chart with 3 columns. Make the first one a bit larger and the other two smaller. After that, we write statement of unit costing at the top of the chart. Now inside the chart, first we name two small columns, one as total cost and the other as cost per unit. After that, we need to write these items down under the larger column. Raw materials consumed, direct wages, prime cost plus manufacturing overhead, work cost plus office overhead, cost of goods. We can also take it as selling overhead, cost of sales or total cost, profit, sales. Now let's calculate the amount. We are given that raw material consumed is 6 lakhs. We write that under the total cost column. Direct wages is also given as 3 lakhs. We write that 2 under the total cost column. After that, draw a line below and add those two together and enter it as the prime cost. The answer is 9 lakhs. After that, we need to add the manufacturing overhead to this. To find it, multiply the machine hour work by the machine hour rate. So when we multiply 4,300 by uh, 50, the answer is 2,15,000. After that, add the manufacturing overhead to the prime cost to get the work cost. The answer is 11 lakhs 15,000. Next, to find the office overhead, we multiplying the work cost by 20% as shown in the above table. Then multiplying 11 lakhs 15,000 by 20 and divided by 100. The answer is 2 lakhs 23,000. To find the cost of goods sold, multiplying the per unit selling overhead cost by the total number of units produced. So multiply 50 by 20,000. The answer is 10 lakhs. Then the total of those amount will be equal to the cost of sales, and the answer is 23 lakhs 38,000. Then we need to find the profit. First, calculate sales by multiplying the total number of units produced, 20,000, by the sales price 200 rupees. That given us 40 lakhs. Then, then to calculate the profit, subtract the cost of sales, 23 lakhs 38,000, from the sales 40 lakhs. So the profit is 16 lakhs 62,000. 16 lakhs 62,000. Now we can add the cost of sales and profit together. To find the total sales, answer is 50 lakhs. Final answer is 50 lakhs. Now when we prepare the cost per unit column, we need to divide the amount recorded in the total cost column by the unit produced, 20,000, and record them. Raw material consumed 6 lakhs divided by 20,000, answer is 30. Direct wages 3 lakhs divided by 20,000, answer is 15. Prime cost is, calculate the adding those two, so the answer is 45. Manufacturing overhead of 2 lakhs 15,000 divided by 20,000, answer is 10.75. Therefore, the work cost is 55.75. Office overhead of 2 lakhs 23,000 divided by 20,000, answer is 11.15. Cost of goods sold 10 lakhs divided by 20,000, answer is 50. The addition there is 116.9. It is cost of sales. Profit of 16 lakhs 62,000 divided by 20,000, answer is 83.1. At that and record it as 200 under the sale. This is how we prepare the unit cost. Next, explain about batch cost. Now I will give it a 7 minutes.
Batch costing. What is batch costing? Batch costing is a type of specific order costing where articles are manufactured in predetermined lots known as a batch. This method is commonly used in industries such as garment industries, bakeries and food production, pharmaceutical manufacturing, toys and printing materials, electrical component manufacturing. Why use batch costing? Higher cost accuracy, better production planning, easy to determine unit cost, help control waste, accurate pricing decision, easy comparison batch. Batch costing process. First step, identify the batch. The company first decides the batch size based on demand, machine capacity, labor availability, and cost efficiency. A batch number is assigned and the specification of the product are recorded. Second step, calculate the material cost. Next, the material needed for the batch are identified. A material requisition is prepared, listing quantities, material type, and prices. All direct material costs that go into the batch are added together. Third step, calculate the labor cost. Then the labor hour required to complete the batch are calculated. The labor rate per hour is multiplied by the total labor hour because the same type of product is produced repeatedly. Labor time can be estimated more accurately. Fourth step, added overhead. After that, factory overhead are applied to the batch. This include machine hour, electricity, rent, depreciation, supervision cost, support staff cost, and other indirect expenses. The overhead is usually applied using a predetermined overhead rate. Fifth step, total batch cost. Now the material cost, labor cost, and production overhead are added together. This gives us the total cost of producing the batch. This total gives the business a clear understanding how much money was spent to complete that batch. Sixth step, unit cost. The final step is finding the cost per unit. This is done by dividing the total batch cost by the number of units produced in the batch. This cost per unit help pricing decision, profit estimate, and cost control. The next section will be explained by Manura.
Now I am going to explain how batch costing works using a simple and practical example. Let's say a bakery named Basnayak Private Limited. This bakery produces items like cookies and cupcakes. One day they receive an order to make 400 cupcakes, but instead of making all 400 at once, they make them in batches of 50. So to complete the order they'll need 8 batches. Now to calculate the selling price for these cupcakes, the bakery has to consider all the cost involved. Let's go step by step. Step 1. Calculate basic cost per batch. For each batch of 50 cupcakes, the costs are direct materials 300 rupees, direct wages 40 rupees, on setup cost 100 rupees. These are the basic production cost. Step 2. Add production overhead. The bakery also has production overheads like electricity, maintenance, etc. These are calculated as 30% of direct wages. So 30% of 40 rupees equals 12 rupees per batch. Now the total production cost per batch is 300 plus 40 plus 100 plus 12 equal 452 rupees. Since we have 8 batches, the total production cost is 452 multiple 8 equal 3616 rupees. Step 3. Add selling, distribution and admin cost. After production, there are additional business expenses like delivery, packaging and office work. These are 15% of the production cost. So 15% of 3616 rupees equal 552.4 rupees. Now the total cost so far is 3616 plus 542.4 equal 4158.4 rupees. Step 4. Add profit. Of course the bakery wants to earn profit. They want a 20% profit margin on the final selling price. To calculate that, we add 25% of the total cost as profit. 25% of 4158.4 equals 1039.6 rupees. Step 5. Calculate final selling price. Now we add the profit to the total cost. 4158.4 plus 1039.6 equal 5198. So the selling price for 400 cupcake is 5198 rupees. Next, Chamini explain the economic batch quantity.
Economic batch quantity EBQ. EBQ refers to the optimum quantity batch which should be produced at a point of time so that the setup and processing cost and carrying cost are together optimized. Economic batch quantity, we don't have ordering cost. We have only setup and carrying cost. See here batch size. What is the batch size? How many number of unit in a single batch? That's the batch size. Here we are talking about how many quantity we are produced in single batch, right? So then batch size and carrying cost is positively related. If batch size are increases, then carrying cost also increases. If batch size are decreases, then carrying cost also decreases. And batch size and setup and processing cost is negatively related. If batch size increases, setup and processing cost also decreases. Next, you can looking about EBQ formula. EBQ equal to the root of 2AS divided by C. Now we are here. So A annual demand is setup cost per batch, C carrying cost per unit per year. You can looking about EBQ formula. EBQ equal to the root of 2AS divided by C. Now we are here. So A annual demand is setup cost per batch, C carrying cost per unit per year. Okay. So now here we are simple example of EBQ. Let's understand how we are go on calculate that C when simple that. Carrying cost are easily calculate. 200 is the manufacturing cost per unit into 6%. 0.06 that 6% that equal to 12. Okay, let's look at input that. EBQ equal to root of 2AS divided by C. So 2 into 2400 and setting up cost per batch 100 rupees divided by 6% of 200. 6% of 200 just we calculate there was 12. All of that we calculate. 2 into 2400 into 100 that equal to 4,08,000. 4,08,000 divided by 12 that equal to 40,000. Root of 40,000 equal to 200. So our EBQ the most optimum quantity which we should produce in a single batch 200. Right. So here your idea about calculate that simple problem. Next, Sachini present about our conclusion.
Conclusion. Unit 10 batch costing are important costing method in repetitive manufacturing industry. Unit costing is the method of calculating the cost per unit of production, while batch costing is the method of calculating the cost per batch of identical products produced at the same time. Using these costing methods, companies can control and reduce production cost, decide price accurately, make legal decisions to increase profit, make the best financial plans. Therefore, unit and batch costing methods are two very useful ways to direct control production cost and increase the profit of companies. Thank you.